All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can hear me or not real good, but I am watching more. Hold on. All right, I shut down my fan. All right, now I'm going to play a couple things here, and I want you folks to listen. Maybe you can hear this better. This is a YouTuber talking about the Delphi case. Uh, let's just listen to this.
Hey, see ya. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I have the reins now. Graz started it. I will finish this one, and we will go on with. I'm going to check out and see exactly what he was playing here. What was he playing there? So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Hey, what were you playing there, dude? Stage. What were you playing? Can you send me the link to that video? Graz, please send me the link to that video. I would greatly appreciate that, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have an opinion, you can call in, make super chat donations. I'm streaming on Graz's channel and my channel. There is a link that's posted right here. You guys can call in. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But I'm going to go over these documents right now. Okay, so I'm going to look at your guys' comments. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here this evening and for joining Graz. This is new information that is just like, it's got me puzzled. Okay, and it's got me like, I didn't even know how if I wanted to do a stream yesterday, I was like, I can't do a stream because I'm just like, I don't know how to react to this. These things are very, I don't know, man. It's like I waited a long time to find out this information, and now that I'm finding it out like, it's weird. It makes me feel weird. You know what I mean? Like I feel like sick almost about it. Like I don't know how to feel. I'm confused. I can't imagine what family members must feel like right now if they read that. And I know they did. Imagine reading that, dude. Dude, what we're going to read here today is very, very, very graphic. Okay. And I want everybody to prepare yourself for what you're going to hear and see in this video. Okay. Because I'm going to read these documents to everybody. And I want you guys to understand that this is sad. It's very sad. Okay. Very, very, very sad. So let me go ahead and pull these things up. And we'll talk about it. So where's that? There it is. Memorandum in support thereof. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here. Much confusion. Dude, there is much confusion, everybody. Much confusion. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over what law enforcement said happened the day of the Delphi murders, because in these documents that we're going to review here, they're actually claiming that Tony Liggett, now check this out, guys. I've been screaming this for years, and everybody who watches my channel is going to say, dude, you called that shit. I've been right about a lot of aspects of this case and how this is going to play out because I'm from Delphi and I know all these people involved, right? So I said back in 2018 or 19, I said, I'm going to run for sheriff against Tobe Lesenby because I think I could solve the Delphi murders. These guys aren't doing anything. They're not out there doing anything. They're saying, we don't know, man. We never had this before. So I said, you know what, man? I'll run for sheriff and I'll win and I'll solve the Delphi murders by myself. And I had no evidence of any of this stuff, only what they gave us. And I ended up getting a lot of aspects of the case right, where he parked, his profile, what type of person he was, where he would live, the direction he came, what he used for a weapon, how he approached him, pulled out the gun, said down the hill, but used a knife to kill him. I figured all that out by my own investigation. And I said that it wouldn't surprise me that right before Lesenby's second term ends, that there's an arrest in the Delphi murders, and he looks like the hero small town sheriff that got the job done, and the investigators look like the small town investigator heroes who will eventually be sheriff, right? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Richard Allen was arrested like a week or a week and a half before the sheriff's election. Tony Liggett was running for sheriff against Mike Thomas. Tobe Lesenby and Tony Liggett were working on the Delphi murders, and Mike Thomas was too. And Mike Thomas said, we should reach out to experts regarding this case because it's too complicated for our department. I talked to Mike Thomas myself in his squad car this year. We took a drive from Logansport, Indiana to Delphi and back to Logansport. And we sat there and we talked the whole time. And he said, I'm quitting on Saturday. And I said, why? And he said, here, let me start over. This is how the conversation started. So let me start off with this. I always do that. I was an inmate in jail. I was in Carroll County Jail for violating my probation, and I was moved to Cass County Jail, where they want Richard Allen moved. Okay. I'm in Cass County Jail, and I had to go to court in Delphi to ask the judge to release me early. When I did that, Mike Thomas is the one who came and picked me up. Okay. This is right after the Wabash River, all this stuff. He said, you know, man, I watch your videos on YouTube. That's some pretty good stuff that you got there. I like the way that you go about it. If you can just stay out of trouble, I think you've got a really good career ahead of you. And I said, thanks, Mike. I didn't know you watched my channel. And he said, a lot of guys do. And I said, well, what do you think of the case and stuff? What's kind of going on with that? And he says, well, I'm quitting on Saturday, man. It's my last day. And I said, why? I said, I saw that you didn't win the election. He said, yeah, you know what, man? That's because Tony and Tobe basically didn't want him to reach out to experts because they wanted to keep it all in-house. They wanted to keep it all like hush mouth, right? And when he asked for the help, they were like, nope, we don't want no freaking help, dude. And you're certainly not going to be the sheriff if you're going to ask for other people's help and expose what we're doing here. This is crazy. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And I've been saying this for years, that this is how it's going to go down. And now they're accusing Tony Liggett of fabricating details in order to obtain an arrest, a search warrant to get an arrest. Maybe they just wanted a search warrant because they wanted to go in there. And people have said this on my channel, and I just call you guys an idiot. But you know what? Almost anything's on the table these days. So sorry for calling you an idiot. It is plausible that law enforcement got a faulty search warrant, went into his house, grabbed one of his bullets, ejected it through the chamber, and said, hey, this was a piece of evidence we found at the crime scene. Someone go out there and take a picture of this, make it look like whatever. You know what I mean? I could see that happening, everybody. I really can. This is crazy that law enforcement in Carroll County are so corrupt. And I've been telling people this for years, and everybody's been telling me I'm crazy, right? That I'm a conspiracy theorist, that Tobe Lesenby, or not Tobe Lesenby, but Tony Liggett went on the news or talked to a news station, a news reporter that did a story on me, and told them, Tony Liggett told them, the news station, that I was spreading rumors in the Delphi case. And it was like a week after it was 3 days after the murders that this aired. 3 days, I believe. And I never even made a video. Never even did anything like that. I went on there and said that I thought that the sheriff looked like the suspect, and I tipped him in. That's all I said. And I posted that on the sheriff's department's webpage.
Hello, Debbie.
On their Facebook page. And then they told the media that I was spreading rumors in the Delphi case.
Can you hear me, Debbie?
And I called Tobe and I said, why did you tell them that? Because that's bullshit. And he said, I didn't tell anybody anything. And I said, yeah, you did, because they told me that they heard it from the Carroll County Sheriff. And he says, well, everybody here identifies themselves as sheriffs. And I said, yeah, but who talked to the reporter? And he said, I don't know. So he found out that it was Liggett, because they were asking about the homicide investigation, and Detective Hammond and Liggett were there, and they were both working on the case. And Liggett is the one that told them that. Just to be a cocksucker, man. When they asked me for my DNA, you know what I told Liggett? I said, has law enforcement had their DNA checked? Are you guys looking into each other as suspects or not? And he's like, well, of course. And I said, well, how can I be sure that you're not going to take my DNA and go plant it somewhere and try to accuse me of the crime? And he said, we're done. And the other cop looks over at him like this, and he goes, and he's like, we're done. That's it. Let's go. And gets up and leaves. And I'm like, what do you mean we're done, dude? And he's like, we're done. We're done. I'm like, you called me in here to talk to you, to ask where I was on that day. And then you told me to basically get fucked because I was asking questions about if you had been checked out. That's how this case goes, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and then they set you up at the Florida Fire thing. They set me up at the Florida Fire thing, put me in jail. But I've been telling people that this shit with the corruption and these lies and all this stuff.
All right. That is a YouTuber. Debbie, could you hear that? Deborah? 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 Son of a... Hopefully you heard that. That was the YouTuber Anthony Greeno telling people that he figured out the case from his own investigation. He was charged with the Florida fires, I guess. He said he did a year in jail for it, or supposedly for something. All right, let's listen to a little bit more. Debbie? 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 Son of... Why is she... I have no idea. I don't know. Let's listen, folks. Not that anyone cares. I hope you can hear this.
Is a real thing, man, and nobody ever believes me, dude. Why do you guys think I was in jail for a year this last time, man? Because I talk like this I talk truth about the people that don't want talked about. Okay? Because that's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to find justice for Abby and Libby. And if they're being faulty and criminals, which they are, they always are, they need held accountable too, right? If I break the law, they're quick to put me in jail. If they break the law or do some shady shit.
All right. We have to ask ourselves, can we believe this, gentlemen? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Can we believe this gentleman? He just said that if I'm hearing this correctly, should I replay it? But I could swore that he just said he did a year in jail and they got him or set him up on the Florida fires. Oh, man. And the police picked him up for fake information or rumors on the Delphi case. Gee. Right? I mean, it explains why they took his phone. It explains it. Right? Why he was saying he can't get his phone back. All right, so there you go. I posted a link to that guy's channel if you want to listen to what he's got to say. We had no idea. If I heard him correctly, let me play it one more time. Am I missing something? Or did I just hear him say he did a year? Let's rewind. They stuck him with the fluorifiers.
This too, and Mike Thomas said we should reach out to experts regarding this case because it's too complicated for our department. I talked to Mike Thomas, right? That I'm a conspiracy theorist. That Tobe Lesenby, or not Tobe Lesenby, but Tony Liggett went on the news or talked to a news station, a news reporter that did a story on me, and told them, Tony Liggett told them, the news station, that I was spreading rumors in the Delphi. Have provided no reports from this purported professor. They need held accountable too, right? If I break the law, they're quick to put me in jail. If they break the law or do some shady shit, no one seems to give a shit. But now it's coming to light. They screwed up, man. This tiny little small town that's always run this little corruption ring for 30 years is now coming to light. And I said, yeah, you did, because they told me that they heard it from the Carroll County Sheriff. And he says, well, everybody here identifies themselves as sheriffs. And I said, yeah, but who talked to the reporter? And he said, I don't know. So he found out that it was Liggett, because they were asking about the homicide investigation, and Detective Hammond and Liggett were there, and they were both working on the case. And Liggett is the one that told them that. Just to be a cocksucker, man. When they asked me for my DNA, you know what I told Liggett? I said, has law enforcement had their DNA checked? Are you guys looking into each other as suspects or not? And he's like, well, of course. And I said, well, how can I be sure that you're not going to take my DNA and go plant it somewhere and try to accuse me of the crime? And he said, we're done. And the other cop looks over at him like this, and he goes, and he's like, we're done. That's it. Let's go. And gets up and leaves. And I'm like, what do you mean we're done, dude? And he's like, we're done. We're done. I'm like, you called me in here to talk to you, to ask where I was on that day. And then you told me to basically get fucked because I was asking questions about if you had been checked out. That's how this case goes, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and then they set you up with the floor of fire thing. They set me up with the floor of fire thing, put me in jail. But I've been telling people that this shit,
All right, did hear.
corruption and these lies and all this.
All right, I just heard that, and it was correct. He is claiming that they set him up for the Florida fires, the death of the 4 girls or 4 kids out there, and a woman, I believe, that they set him up on this case, and he took the rap for it, I guess, a year, he said. Now, I don't know if that's true, folks, because this gentleman has supposedly lied in the past numerous times. So do we believe him that it is corrupt? I don't know. Are we supposed to believe in this Odin thing? This great Odin thing that I always, come on, fairy tales it's a myth, a label. I don't know, folks. I think we got something here. I'm not sure. I'm not a professional at this. I have a disability myself. I just sit on the couch like you folks and watch this crazy stuff. Once in a while, I'll play a song or do some comedy or a great outdoor video, but that's what I just heard that gentleman say, right? That gentleman is Mr. Greeno. And if he's telling the truth and the police are really corrupt, well, then it kind of makes sense with some stuff. But I don't know. It don't seem like it, folks. I think, somebody said there's a video out there of this gentleman at the police department going crazy, locked up on a chair in a straitjacket, spitting and trying to bite people, and lost his mind. right? I don't know if that's true, but I think the video was out already on YouTube. Well, I don't know. He could be possessed by the devil. I don't know. The kid might have sold his soul to the devil. I don't know what's going on. But I know, I just heard him say that he got set up in the Florida fires that is right next to Delphi, Indiana. I don't know, folks. Something is fishy here. The police were onto him. The police even went to the news and told the news that he was, they brought him in for that. This is, this is shocking, man. Debbie, could you hear that? Could you, Debbie? 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 Son, why is she always playing games with me? Debbie? Anyways, but there you go. And that timestamp is at, let me see if I can read this correctly. It says minus 1.49. The YouTube channel is True Crime Investigates, Anthony Greenos. Now, this guy claims that he solved the case. In the beginning of this video, he also claims the way he solved it, he came out with all the information. He pretty much solved it. You're ghost busted? What? I don't know. I'm trying to do a video, Debbie. All right. Where was I? Yes. He claims that he pretty much practically knew what was going on because he is from Delphi and he knows all these guys. That's what he said, right? And then he investigated it. And that's how he solved the case, because he knew all these guys and he knew what was going on. And the police went to him and even collected DNA from him on this case. So, what do I think? Well, I think it's something evil going on here, folks. Break out your Bibles. I think I'll listen to the Bible channel tonight. Is this a confession? Right? A YouTuber's confession from him. I don't know. You heard it yourself. You can hear it yourself. It's still live right now. I'm not showing you anything. All you're hearing is what I'm listening to. I'm sitting around listening to him. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, because it is possible that it was a setup. Now, we're not sure. Right? He did claim that Richard Klein, or Keegan Klein, was the guy. He claims now that Richard Allen is the guy, but he also now claims that he was brought in from the police because he was making rumors about the case. And then he just confessed that I could have, if I heard him, I don't think so. I just played it twice. That they got him on the Florida fires and he did a year in jail. Now, I don't know if that's true, but if it is, bada bing, bada boom, this is groundbreaking. And now he's claiming that he went to the police, but the police were so corrupt. Now he's saying with this Odin thing, he's talking about the great Odin. I have no idea what this is. This is stuff that was ancient history, folks. They were gods from Viking days. And they, come on, folks. I can see it being real, but them sacrificing 2 girls and then bringing them back there and then staging it with their own signatures so it leads right to the great Odin. I mean, come on. These got to be the most stupidest people I've ever seen on earth. I can't be on there. I got a disability. I got brain problems. Tell me that these people ain't that dumb. Please tell me it's me. Tell me I'm getting something wrong here, but I don't think I am. Now, is it possible it was some kind of a sacrifice? Odin's or whatever, Manson family or whatever. It's possible. But I think we would have heard more about this on the news and within YouTube. We only heard a little bit about this in the beginning of the case. And there was a map out there that everyone was saying, "Ooh, look at it. It's a map with signatures on it." And right, this was years after the case, where the case went dead. The case went completely dead. And what did they need? Well, they needed their views and subs and money to come in. They needed something. So they it's almost like they got a map and wrote a bunch of stuff on there. This is where the murders occurred, and look at these two things there, and then oh my God, it says no rest for the wicked on there, and then all this stuff, and rabbit holes. Why? Because the case went dead. It's been 7 years. There's so many rumors out there. Uh, it's unbelievable. We got to stick with what we know and what the evidence shows. Right? The evidence there, the documentation that they're pumping out right now on the Odin files. Like, this is all we need in this case. The Odin files now, right? Like, we got the Kennedy files, we got the all these files. This is just what we needed, right? Good evening, Mrs. Alex Erickson. So I can tell you this much. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if we can trust this gentleman. I'm not sure. I have no beef with him, man. But if he's telling the truth and these police are corrupt, and he just confessed it. I didn't make this guy get on film and do anything. If he did, and if he did go to the police and they overlooked it, then that's a cover-up, folks. No, I can be honest with you. I live out here. I've heard of the Odin. It's a fable, folks. It's an old fable of Greek, Viking gods or whatever. I just don't find anybody in their right mind that would do such a horrible murder and make it look like and point themselves right to themselves. Does that make sense to you folks? Hey, let's go out and kill these people. And we're going to leave signs that point directly to us. Does that make sense to anybody? I don't know. But then again, Manson didn't even do that. Charlie Manson didn't even do that. Let me see what everyone they sacrificed, and I just think it's just the devil, evil, twisted people. Odin, come on now. Yeah, Debbie, for me to, I'm not putting it off of the table. Anything is possible today in the society that we live in. That's what Alex says. I'm wondering too, when the defense turned in that file, they submitted a long list of evidence looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, Miss Erickson, this is nothing new. We knew about the sticks. We knew there was sticks involved because a couple of these YouTubers were talking about it way before this evidence or Odin files came out. A couple of these YouTubers were just squawking away that the girls were killed horrifically, worse than what we're reading. It's horrific what happened to the two girls out there. That is a very ugly death. But from what some of these other YouTubers and people were saying, the girls were gruesomely dismembered and very sick and evil things were done to them. They got one thing right. There were sticks involved, if we can believe this Odin report. There were sticks involved. We know that. We know there was a throat laceration. And that's it on both girls. But what these other YouTubers were claiming was very graphic, very sick and disgusting, right? So, like I said, folks, we don't know. I got nothing against this young man, other than he's in a world of crap, and if somehow he gets himself into it, I don't know how. I've been on this case for a long time. I'm no pro. Uh, there's a lot of stuff we would like to see, Mrs. Alex Erickson. But I doubt it if we ever will. I would love to see the whole recording and listen to the voices that were on there. Now we know this. They had the phone long enough to manipulate the phone, right? So that's interesting. That's very interesting. And like I said, I have no in particular beef with that young man. Uh, but we didn't know this, folks. All this stuff, him being set up for the Flora fires, uh, him getting picked up by the police for rumors and videos that, it explains a lot. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now, I want to thank everyone for stopping in tonight. And Debbie, I hope you can hear that. I'm trying something new here. You know what, Debbie, you're right. When I go to play back stuff, it wasn't playing anything else but my voice. So I don't know if it's working or not. You might not have heard anything when I was playing that. But yeah, and you know what? These people been attacking us and their fan base. They've been attacking us because we haven't bought their stories. So something's fishy here. We haven't even found out the truth, I don't think. What is disturbing is to know that these people that we thought were great, incredible people on YouTube were right underneath our nose. Uh, and that's horrible. Would you agree to that, Debbie? 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 All right, folks. Have a great night. Be safe. God bless everybody. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to do my best with my disability and my stupid computer. I got to figure out this computer. I got to upgrade to some programs where there's StreamYard, but how do I get stuff into StreamYard? Debbie says she does agree. Well, thank God, Debbie. Thank you. I want to thank the great Miss Alex Erickson for coming in. She's got a crime channel too, I believe. Uh, you ladies be safe out there. Great ladies, I hope. But we're finding out things every day that we really didn't know. Good God. It's shocking. It's more shocking that uh, there's this stuff out. No one knew that they picked up Greeno for the Flora fires. He just said it. They set him up on it. Oh man, and that's the thing. That's the thing right there. Is it possible to set someone up? It is, but I don't know. That's probably why they asked him for his DNA. If this is all true, folks, then we are living amongst devil worshippers, witches, demons, and people have been cursing us. And it makes sense. Every time we start investigating this case or talking about it, we get attacked by something. Feels like it's choking us or entering us. Or a lot of people are saying, you smoke too much. You're probably right. But I say, it might be the great Odin. The Odin. The only one that talks about Odin is Zach Wilde and the great Odin coffee. Or I think he even labeled one of his, I think one of his guitars is called Odin. Excuse me. All right, folks. Have a great night. Be safe. God bless. I want to thank the great mod Debbie Fox. And I want to thank the great Alex Erickson. And anyone else that stopped in and watched. Nobody pays attention to me. Nobody cares. Everybody thinks I'm jealous. And I'm like, no, I just want to chill. If you don't like me, you don't like me. You don't have to sub to my channel. You don't have to do anything. Right? But like I said, the Lord works in mysterious ways, and he's making his way through YouTube. God bless you all. And once again, check out True Crime Investigates channel. Time-stamped at 1 hour or minus one. Negative 1.40. I don't know. Check it out, folks. All right. Have a great night, folks. God bless you all, and talk to you later.